Hi there, good afternoon and welcome to another session where we sit down and work on some question types which are unique to these other management entrance tests. So our focus henceforth, moving forward, will obviously shift over to talking about exams like Maharashtra CET and CMAT. And our focus will shift on these because these are the two major upcoming exams that we actually happen to have. So if you're new here, I welcome you to BYJU'S exam prep. This is the place where you get to work with us on different aspects of the preparation plan. So be it strategy, be it question types, whatever, and we keep on bringing lots and lots of sessions for you with truckloads. And therefore I think it will be a good idea that you subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of these sessions that we bring over for you right here. My name is Vikrant. I am your personal coach for all things related to English and communication skills. And today the area that we plan to focus on is sentence close. But before I talk about sentence close, here is something that I want you to read. So this is something that I often go ahead and say to my students that, see, at the end of the day, no matter what your result is, no matter what your rank or percentile is, one thing that you need to guarantee is that you are working harder than everyone else. So just outperform. You may or may not be as good as the competition today, but the very fact that you keep on working will eventually ensure that you reach there. And in case you happen to have any question, any issue throughout this session, you can always drop me a chat down below. So let's go ahead. So we are talking about sentence close. One very obvious question or concern here could be sentence close. What is that? Haven't heard of it earlier. So any guesses what sentence close is? So this is nothing but a rather fancy name for something that we call fill in the blank questions. So all of these other exams, you talk about SNAP, NMAT, ZAT, these three that have already happened, and the upcoming exams, you talk about CMAT, you talk about Maharashtra CET, they are going to have these questions, right? So what do these questions test? At the end of the day, they are there in the exam because they serve a particular purpose. So these questions are designed to test a range of things. So these questions can test very clearly, very obviously, your understanding of vocabulary. They can be used to test your grammar. They also indirectly test your comprehension and your logic, and in some cases, it's not just that it is a combination of all these things. In some cases they are there because the examiner wants to see whether English is your primary language or not. Because let's face it, when you are familiar with something, you are able to understand it relatively easily. So if you're familiar with English by using it extensively in your daily life, even if I give you a sentence with a blank or two, chances are that you will be able to figure out what this conveys. And once you are able to figure that out, picking up the right answer choice should be fairly easy for you moving forward. Okay, so consequently you would see these exams would employ different questions. So there are some questions which are predominantly vocabulary based. However, there are these dedicated questions that test your understanding of grammar. So they would they may test your understanding of articles or verbs, or within vocabulary too, phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions, all those things. So I am going to take you through a few questions today, quite a few questions today, and it's going to be a mix of all these things. Some of them are going to be purely vocabulary driven, a phrasal verb or two here and there. Some of them are going to be purely grammar driven, and then there are some where you would require to have a combination of all of these things, and that should act as a nice little start to our preparation for Maharashtra CET and CMAT. So ready? Shall we dive into this? Here is the first question on your screen. What do you think? What should the answer be? So this is a question which is vocabulary driven. Even more specifically, it tests your understanding of the phrasal verbs. So let us have a quick look at the meanings of all of these different phrasal verbs. So lash down. Now lash down is typically used with rain. So when the rain falls heavily, you can say that the rain lashed down. Lash down also has a secondary meaning where you go ahead and secure something using ropes or cords. So that's another one. Then you have this second option, lash into. Lash into basically means to criticize someone very strongly. And then landed in. Land in is used when you get someone in trouble. So not an actual physical destination, but this metaphorical idea of a trouble. Whereas the last one, landed up in, basically means to arrive, to end your journey at a particular place. So in this particular sentence, because we are talking about reaching a particular place, the best answer choice for us is going to be option D, and that is landed up in. So that's question number 1. Here is the next one for you. And this one will test your understanding of grammar. So phrasal verb to grammar, let's go ahead and give this one a shot. Oh my god, what's wrong with my laptop today? Damn. Okay, so as you can see, this sentence basically requires a conjunction. Just a sec, I think there is something wrong with my machine. I'll be with you in just 1 second. Okay, so there could be some issue with the sound. Suddenly my laptop is making a lot of noise. It's the fan which has Suddenly it is the fan which has started making all sorts of noises. As long as it is not reaching you, I think I'd be fine with it. So let's go ahead and continue our work. So in this particular case, what we need is a conjunction, and the best conjunction to use here is going to be the conjunction as, and therefore in this particular case I'd say that we need to go ahead and mark as our answer. And I'm actually surprised that this was an easy one and I expected more answers. Here is the next one, question number 3. Now this time around another question that tests your understanding of grammar, and let us see how you deal with it. Okay, so I've managed to calm it down. Let's hope that it works. So as you can see, this is something that requires a reflexive pronoun, a pronoun that can act as an object where the subject and object happen to be the same. So because we need a reflexive pronoun, B and D can be eliminated. So the choice is going to be between A and C. And because we are talking about neighborhoods and villages, that is plural, himself will not be appropriate. We need to go ahead and put in themselves. Here is the next one for you. Question number 4 on the screen. Go ahead and tell me what you need to choose. Now this is the one which will test your understanding of the entire sentence, a bit of logic and loads of vocabulary. So let's go ahead and see. What's wrong? What have I managed to do? Okay, here is the next one for you. So the need of the hour is to rise above something and move towards what? Cultivate love for other forms of life, display environment friendly behavior. So what we need here is something that can act as opposite of love. So at this juncture itself, if you know the meaning of generosity, that is an idea similar to love, can be ruled out. And bounteousness is once again abundance, which is going to be similar to love. So I'd say that both of these can as a result be ruled out. So that leaves us with A and C. So what is hospitality? Hospitality is the friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, at times even strangers. And that leaves us with the last word, cupidity. Cupidity basically means greed for money and material possessions. So which one do you think between A and C is going to be more appropriate as an opposite idea of love? Cupidity? And that is why, well, because it means greed, that is why our answer here should be option A. And here is the next one, question number 5 on your screen. So I started this session with a phrasal verb. Here is another question that is designed to test your understanding of phrasal verbs. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a look at all these different phrasal verbs along with their meanings. So, pull out basically means to withdraw, to remove yourself from a task or a team. Pull through, one of the meanings of pull through is to become well again after a serious illness, especially when you might have died. Pull about, no such phrasal verb. Pull in, once again, no, not exactly a phrasal verb that is used, and therefore our answer here must be option B, pull through. Here is the next one. This is tricky. This will require logic as well, and therefore I'd hope that you look at it carefully. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a look at it. The best answer here should be denying. I think you don't decline or refuse foul play. But the choice was basically between refuting and denying. So you refute a piece of evidence, you deny certain allegations, and here, because we are talking more about allegations, I think the best answer choice should be denying. Okay, so my system has started making all sorts of noises. So ideally I would want to continue, but let us pause here today. Let us stop here today, and I will take you through the rest of the questions in our next session here and there. I tried everything that I could have alongside my session, but unfortunately I could not get this to comply, and there are all these issues that are popping up on the screen as well now. So let's stop here for the day. I look forward to meeting you in the next session. Until then, please remember that we have launched dedicated batches for the preparation of other management entrance tests, especially Maharashtra CET. There's a dedicated batch for Maharashtra CET. If you're a serious aspirant, you can benefit immensely from joining that particular batch, and you can experience our teaching by unlocking your free trial, and our batches have produced stellar results. In case you need to know more, you can reach out to us here, or you can fill out that counseling form whose link is shared with you in the chat and is there as a pinned comment. That ensures that somebody from our team, one of us basically, sits down with you in a one-on-one conversation and takes care of all your different issues. So Kunal, we are working on CUET PG as well. So most of the things that CUET PG is going to ask are going to be similar to CMAT and Maharashtra CET. we will give you 4 practice mocks for CUET 2. So the work is on way, and we definitely have you covered. Don't worry. But for all the knowledge based areas of CUET, keep on attending all these OMAT exams that target CMAT and Maharashtra CET. The syllabus is more or less similar. For that matter, even the difficulty level is quite close to CMAT. So I wanted to stay with you longer, but I need to go ahead, look at my system and see what it wants me to do. So I'll stop here today until I see you next. Stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch. In case you wrote the ZAT exam, I will meet you in some 37 minutes from now for the discussion of the decision making section. You can join me in for that. So until then, have a great day.